as you can see, it snowed. It's cold. It's probably, I would guess, 25. Well, it's been 25 during the day, so it might be down in the teens right now. But anyways, here in northern Utah, it is cold. We got about 2 inches of snow the other day, and it's now all hard frozen. But anyways, that was just a preview of what it's like outside. Right now, in the garage, it's 39 degrees. It was 36 when I first came out here, but I've got my nice heater going, and this thing feels like a fireplace. But yeah, so, sorry, the lighting's, see if I can get the lighting. It's pretty cold out here, but I thought I'd do a video, kind of like a tour of what we got. Nicole and I came out here and changed a bunch of stuff, moved stuff around, got it set up better today. So I want to kind of show you what we did and the setup we've got and go from there. So let's do a quick tour. The perspective I'm going to do it from is from behind the camera so I can see what I'm filming. This camera doesn't have a flip out lens, so I got to be behind it to see what I'm actually showing you guys, but I'll try and explain and talk the whole time so it doesn't get just a camera floating around. But anyways, one of the things we did today is over on that wall where that green, light green kayak is, that's my son's kayak, is we had 3 kayaks over there. I hated it. It was driving me nuts. So Nicole and I put them up in the ceiling. We've got all our bikes up there. Another bike over there, another bike. We got a lot of bikes. Anyways, we put these 2 up there. This is Nicole's, this blue one. This is mine. If you guys are interested in any of that stuff, I do videos on that as well. But right now, this is a fitness-based one. So if you have questions or whatever, I can do another video on those. But right now, I'm not going to. But anyways, on that wall is where those kayaks were, and it drove me nuts. I wanted it for our fitness stuff, our exercise equipment. So we cleared that out. We put down this mat. There's still a bunch of crap in here we got to get rid of, but it's a lot better than it was. So first off, we've got this floor mat. It's probably a 10 by 8, 12 by 8, somewhere in there. It's a decent size. We bought them at Walmart. But anyways, we've got this out here. This is for any floor work, obviously foam, comfortable. If you want to do barefoot, you can lift on this. Get down to your crunches, ab work, stuff like that. But that's the main floor area. The other thing we got, I'll get to the other stuff over there. But the other thing we have is, let me move my hat. The other thing we have is a ProForm hybrid trainer. This is a recumbent bike elliptical combo. Right now it's kind of in a mixed setting, but this foot pedal here is up for the recumbent bike setting. So you would sit here, put your feet here, you'd lift the other one up, and then you would pedal like a recumbent bike. And then the display screen is tilted down to where when you're sitting like this, you can see it. Then the elliptical, you put them flat like this one here, and the display screen tilts upward to where when you're on the elliptical, you see it here, and then your hands go here or here. But our heart rate monitors are being a pain in the ass, and they're not working. But anyways, that is our elliptical recumbent bike hybrid trainer. Works pretty good. I mean, for the money we paid for it, I'm very happy with it. There's better out there, and there's also a lot worse. The next thing is my weight bench. I have had this thing since about junior high. My dad used to be a rep for Keys Fitness. He used to sell Herbalife and Keys Fitness. He used to get amazing deals on both. And when I was in junior high, I first started weight training. My weightlifting coach accused me of using steroids because I was using Herbalife for everything. I was consuming about 400 grams of protein a day and working out intensely for about an hour and a half to 2 hours after school. And I bulked up like crazy. Like I said, I got accused of using steroids by my weightlifting coach. But anyways, my dad made sales on that because my weightlifting coach started buying it from him. But anyways, Keys Fitness. This is a Keys Fitness weight bench. It's a Keys Fitness Strength Trainer ST200 or ST2 300. Sorry. I think it's rated to like 500 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to double check that, but it'll handle everything I've got. I've put this thing through hell. I've replaced parts on it, replaced bolts. Some of the pieces are missing because I broke them. It's a very durable bench, don't get me wrong. Like when I say I broke them, it's cheap plastic pieces like these things here. You see this one doesn't have it because I broke it. That's what I mean. But as far as the bench goes, like these here are held on by 6 bolts. It's a very durable bench. The only thing I don't like about it is you can see this bar right here that goes all the way across. You can do 3 degrees of incline flat, but you cannot do decline, and it drives me nuts. But I work with what I got. These 2 things here that I was pointing out a second ago, if you take these poles, they've got handles here, you lift these out, it's got a bolt that unscrews here, you lift these out and put them here and here, you've got a dip setup for tricep dips, chest dips, whatever you want to do, whatever angle you want to use. It works pretty darn good. It's a little wide for me. I don't know why they designed it that way. It needs to be about 1 inch narrower, but anyways, it works for that setup. Also, I started using this on the highest like this. I will do 1-arm preacher curls, or I'm going to build a board that'll go across here to where I can do 2-arm preacher curls. Using this, just stand right here and then hang your arm over kind of like this and pull up, and it works pretty good. The seat, this thing slides back and forth. This down here adjusts up and down. It's got a bar underneath it. Also, the other thing on the back, if you take these handles or these holders, put this bar on this side, turn it around, these go up quite a bit. You've got a full squat rack here. The only problem with it that I've learned to get around, but it's probably not the best for my form, is when you go to pick up the bar, this right here gets in the way of your knees. So a squat rack might be in my future to build, and I'll use this for bench and dips. But other than that, it does have a squat rack on it. In the front, right here, it does have an attachment for leg curls or ham curls and leg extensions. But I've been doing a lot of reading and research on leg extensions. They're extremely bad for your knees because it puts a lot of torque tension on your knee joint. My family has a very bad history with knee problems, so I don't want to risk causing any more damage than my genetics already give me. And when I say my entire family, I mean both my grandparents, my mom, and all of her siblings. So it's bad. But anyways, here's my weight rack. It's a 300-pound weight set. Well, 300 pounds including the 45-pound bar. But anyways, it's 2 45s, 2 35s, 2 25s, 2 10s, 2 5s, and 2 2.5s, plus a 45-pound bar. And I did verify and weigh it is a 45-pound bar. Over here, I've got knee wraps for when I do squats, because like I said, I don't want to jack my knees up any more than my genetics will. I've got gloves that I don't really use a whole lot. I've got a back brace, real high quality leather back brace. I've got, let me move my tripod. Down here, I've got a foam roll. It's a water noodle that I cut, and I put this on the bar when I do squats to protect my shoulders. This is a doorway pull-up bar. I don't trust it, but if you turn it upside down, it works really good for push-ups. So that's the only reason why I kept it. The other thing I have is an Easy Bar, a standard 1-inch Easy Bar. Works pretty good. I do have some 1-inch plates, but I need to get more for heavier weight. Got a jump rope here. This is a deal I made for when I do squats on my bench to hold the seat out of the way. Just paracord. I've got a small dumbbell set. We've got 2.5 pounders for my son, 5 pounders, 10 pounders, 20 pounders, and then I've also got, these are the 20 pounders. Then I've also got these here. They're standard 1-inch weight handles. that you can adjust to any weight based off of what plates you want to put on there. Right now they're 15s. So we've got the black ones are 5, the silver ones are 10, these silver ones are 20, but these black ones are 15. So we've got 5 to 15 basically, and then I can add more to this. But that's what I got for that so far. As you can see down here on the floor, this is my weight bar for the bench press and the squat rack. But what I did is I built a landmine, an anchor, whatever you want to call this thing. The most common term I've heard is landmine. These are angle brackets. They're real heavy duty. Then there's a 1/2-inch bolt, 2 washers, one on either side of the bracket. This is a 2-inch galvanized iron pipe. Then the other side, there's another one of these brackets and washers. It's the same thing on the other side, except it has a lock nut right here. 1/2-inch bolt. When this bar comes in, it seats on this 1/2-inch bolt. I went with 1/2-inch, so it was really heavy duty, so there was no risk, or very little risk, of the bar as it comes down and sitting on that, of it bending. I've heard people say don't use lightweight bolts because when the bar pushes on it, it will bend it. Then this won't rotate because your bolt is bent, and it totally jacks your setup up. So I went heavy duty on this. I doubt I'll ever break this thing. But it's mounted to a 2x12. The reason I did this, the 2x12, is as you can see right here, I bought this house from my parents. I do own this house. I bought it from them, but my dad had this house built back a while ago. When he built it, he had this cinder block put in as a retaining wall around the garage to prevent flooding coming in the garage as well as any spills going out of the garage into the yard. I was going to just take the bar and butt it up against this, but I didn't want to chew up and break the cinder block or destroy the end of my bar. So I made the landmine, but I put it on this wood, the 2x12, so you butt the 2x12 up against the wall, and it's fully functional, works just fine. This butts up against and it stays there, but it doesn't chew the brick up, the cinder block. Also, you can take this and move it. I can put it on the end of my weight bench, against the feet of my weight bench. I can move it to any other part of the garage, and I can also take it outside and butt it up against stuff I've got outside, because in the summertime I'm going to work out outside, not just in the garage. So I wanted it movable. That's why I went with the 2x12. Coming down the bar to this end, you've got, obviously this is where you put your weight. Just for the sake of showing you, I've got a 5-pound plate on there. Then I've got a piece of paracord. It's a 550 paracord with knotted loops and a stainless steel hook that is rated to 320 pounds. It's more than enough. I mean, if you're doing more than 320 pounds, you need a much heavier setup. But anyways, from here, let me grab the attachments real quick and I'll show you. Okay, the first attachment I'm going to show you is probably the one I'll use the most. This goes to my lat pull-down machine. I'll show you next. I built it, but anyways, all this is a 1-inch square perforated steel tube with a, I believe it's a 7/16 eye bolt. Anyways, with an eye bolt in it. And you take this, let's see if I can do this one-handed because I'm holding the camera right now. But you take this and you clip it onto here. And then I'll do a clip at the end, or add it in here, that shows me actually using this to show you what I'm talking about. But this is how you would connect it, like that. And then it would come up like this, and you would have, it's 3 feet long, so you can do wide grip, narrow grip, medium, anywhere in between, up to 3 feet wide. So there's that bar. Then I've also got a rope. You can connect it the same way, you clip it on, and then you can do straight up pulls, you can do reverse, anything you can do with a rope. Then you can also attach this and do one arm rows. You can just grab the bar and do it, but if you do it this way, it seems to work a little better. And you can do one arm rows. But that's that setup. And then there's another thing I'll show you. I'll add a clip in. They're called shoulder jammers, I believe. And then there's another thing that Nicole and I did that it kicked our butt. But like I said, I'll add a clip into that so you can see what I'm talking about. The versatility of this setup. I highly suggest this setup for anyone that has a home gym. But that's basically the whole thing right there. The next thing is the lat pull down machine. Like I said, I built this myself. It has served every purpose it's needed so far. I'm still making modifications to it, but for now it works. So here is the connector point. It's another stainless steel 320-pound clip with that same bar I just showed you on the T-bar or the long bar row, the 3-foot bar. It comes up to a 400-pound pulley mounted to another bar, a 1-inch steel perforated bar that comes over and is bolted to the wall and also has these 45-degree supports. It's all bolted together. Then I also added this as a vertical support, and when I first started working out, I weighed 240 pounds. I hung on this thing and it didn't even flex. So I know it can handle at least 240 pounds. The pulleys are rated to 400. The cable is rated to 1200. So I shouldn't have issues with this unless there's a catastrophic failure. That's a whole nother issue. But anyways, from here, it comes up over to another pulley that's bolted here, then down the cable to here. It's got a loop in it with another clip, and this clip is like an 800-pound clip. It's way over, but that's what I had. And then it has a 1/2-inch eye bolt. I left this 1/2-inch eye bolt to where it would swivel for the purpose of removing this cap. If you don't let this swivel, when you unscrew the cap, this starts to twist and it causes a big pain in the butt. So I let it to where it swivels. But you take this cap off. This is 1 1/4 inch steel or iron pipe, galvanized iron pipe. You take this cap off. You can slide your plates down. Like right now, I've got two 25-pound plates on here. And the bottom of this, it's got a 1 1/4 inch floor flange, which is what supports the plates from the bottom. So as you pull up, it lifts the plates. And I haven't had any issues with this swaying. That's one of my biggest concerns. I haven't had any major issues with it. Everything has worked really good so far. Like I said, it's still a work in progress. But the modifications I want to make. So I want to put another one of these bars, but it has to be 6 foot long, minimum of 6 feet, to replace this 2x4. The reason is I want to add another pulley that comes from here down to here, a cable. You would connect here and it would come down to here, and the pulley would make the cable go this way, out this way like this. I want to do that so you can do standing rows or anything in a lateral motion from about waist or chest height right here. Then I want to add another that comes from here down to the floor, or about 2-3 inches above the floor, to where you can do seated rows, upright rows, bicep cable curls, anything that you can do from the floor outward. You can put foot attachments to work your legs, stuff like that. But with the current setup, this 2x4 cannot stand lateral motion. If I were to put a pulley right here and pull on it, it would just rip off because it's only screwed in at the top and the bottom is free flowing. It's got tension on it right now. But what I want to do is take another one of these bars that's 6 feet long, bolt it up here, run it down, and put one of these angle iron pieces on the bottom of it at the floor and actually bolt it to the floor. That way I can put my cables on it and have lateral motion going this way, and it with little or less risk of it breaking loose and breaking my machine. The reason I haven't done that yet is a 6 foot 1 inch perforated square tube is about 25 bucks. And I'm having a hard time justifying spending that right now. So, until then, we have this setup for Rose. It is a 50-pound band. It has an anchor point there, and then comes out, it's twisted, and it's a 50-pound band, and you can do Rose with it. Until I can get my other setup completed, sorry about that. Until I can get my other setup completed with replacing this 2x4, that's what I've got for Rose. Another thing I forgot to mention is using that single arm attachment. Using this attachment, you can clip it onto here, and you can do like single arm downward rows. You can do downward pulls. You can do single arm cable crossovers. Anything you can do from a high angle with one hand, you can do with this setting as well. And also the rope that I showed you on the long bar, you can do tricep pull downs. You can do straight arm lat pull downs, all that kind of stuff with that as well. But like I said, it's a work in progress, but I built this machine. I'm very proud of it. Works great. That basically is our setup right now. We're constantly adding to it. We're trying to make it better. We've got a lot of crap around the edge of the garage here that we're going to get rid of or store or put away. And it's going to turn in, this garage is going to be our gym. It's going to be our place. Also, I'm a machinist by trade. I'm going to turn the back part of it, when I get a personal machine, I'm going to turn it into a small hobby machine area until I can build a shed in the back to have an actual machine shop. But that's all future stuff. But yeah, so any questions, comments, let us know. Any suggestions, improvements, we're always open to it. We're here to help you guys. We're here to give you advice, help you move on. We'll take the advice. Anything you guys want to say to us to improve things, we're all here together. So stay motivated, keep moving, keep working, and become the best version of yourself.